Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. It's what we expected, isn't it? I told you guys that I predicted 2-0 Newcastle, it could have been 2-0, then again, many people predicted Chelsea to lose. It was funny watching the build up to this game today, just before kickoff, we were actually not favourites according to all the bookies. Newcastle were favourites according to the bookies, and that is something I don't think I've seen in my lifetime. Chelsea not favourites against Newcastle. All due respect to Newcastle, as I've already said, they're doing a fantastic thing at their club in terms of the way that they're playing, the acquisitions, Eddie Howe and his job. It's the complete opposite at Chelsea. And to say that anyone actually expected Chelsea to win today, come on. That's why I was completely honest with you guys, and I told you in the preview, I don't see us scoring. I don't see us winning. Where are the goals going to come from was the title of my preview yesterday. And it's exactly that. Where are the goals going to come from? But today I'm going to clarify a few things with you, because today is the day that I speak. Today is the day that I speak. I'm not going to even blame much of the players on this. Nah, I'm going straight for the manager. I'll tell you why. I am not convinced Graham Potter is fit for this job. I'm not. Why? It's very, very easy. 2 points. One is I still can't work out what we are actually trying to do. Right? I don't know how we're trying to play. We look like a Rolexed out Burnley. Give Burnley 250 million and that's Chelsea. That's what we played like. And that's what we have been playing like. The way that we play is unidentifiable, if that's even making any sense. You can't identify what this Chelsea team are actually trying to do. Every time we try and pass the ball, it goes backwards. Without hesitation. Player tries to run with the ball forward. No one moves, right? No one's moving into a space. Player goes back. Central defender to the goalkeeper. And there's another thing. Mendy, every single time, has to go short. That's an instruction from the manager. 100%. That's an instruction from the manager. Now, you can talk about Chelsea and the way that they're trying to play their football, which right now, as I've already mentioned, no one knows. What we're trying to do, no one knows, right? Someone can try and pinpoint that maybe Chelsea are trying to be defensively stronger, right? Ain't working, mate. Ain't working, mate. And going forward, you might as well not even watch, because you just know they're not going to score. I've already explained this. Where are the goals going to come from? But that relates onto my second point. And my second point is an observation that I saw when I went to watch training. And it's an observation that I've seen in previous matches. And that only clarified it to me when I saw it happen today again. Which is, Graham Potter has about as much inspiration as a goldfish. With all due respect, I see nothing from the touchline. And I see nothing from Potter. These players could be doing wrong, and sometimes they might not even know they're doing wrong, and no one will say a thing. No one will say a thing. I'll tell you guys what I saw at training, right? Two things was, one, Graham Potter was in the distance. He leaves his staff to do the training session, which I understand. Managers do that. Right? But during the session, during a drill, during an exercise, the manager's the one that's watching and intervenes if something goes wrong. Or if something needs to be pointed out, stop. This, that, that player. What about this? How about you do this? How about you move there? How about you try that? How about you pass there? How about you shoot there? Something. There was nothing. My observation from training is exactly what we see during the match. There is nothing from Graham Potter. Not a word. When you look at Eddie Howe, constantly, this, go there. You see a bit of anger when it has to be, and you see praise and encouragement when it has to be done. You see nothing from Potter. Nothing. Which brings me on to another point that I saw in training, which convinced me that we weren't going to score today. We just weren't. You guys can go and watch Chelsea Unseen. I saw this morning that Chelsea actually uploaded a video from that training session that I saw. There were parts from the day before, that day, and then the day after, which I think was 2 days ago, or there must have been a session yesterday. What was the date? Today is the 12th. So yeah, footage from yesterday as well, yesterday's session. There was footage from the 10th, right? When I was there. And you can see, in the goal, 2 little goals in each corner. The aim is to try and place the ball in those 2 little goals, because therefore you're you're going for the bottom corner, basically. Yeah, the players are instructed when the ball comes over, or however you shoot, make sure you aim for the bottom corner. These guys, I can't tell you the amount of times that shots were fluffed, right? Painful. But for the ones that actually did make it, you know what I realised? I realised that there were some players, I'm not going to... Well, actually, I can name them, to be fair. It was pretty much basically everyone except one, right? Aubameyang did it. Sterling did it. Havertz did it. Pulisic did it. And to be fair to the central defenders, they did it, but they're centre-backs. I don't expect them to start shooting worldies. But the ball comes in, and sometimes it's just about... Just tap the ball and just try and get it into that little goal. Even if it trickles in at 0.1 mile an hour, yeah, no power, it trickles in, great. Do you know what's done when that happens? Graham Potter's staff, well done. What? If that's a real life situation, if that's a match day, right? Goalkeeper's not just saving it, he's walking over to it and picking it up. You know? And then sometimes, not to take it away from the lads, sometimes there were chances where a player would actually hit it with some venom, right? And maybe just miss that little goal. Maybe sometimes they got it, right? But more times than not, you could just see it was just about, I'm just going to try and get in that bottom corner and forget the power. The only one that I actually saw try and deliver 100% power behind every single shot was, funnily enough, Mason Mount. This is why I was talking about effort, because you can see during a drill, he kind of understands what's expected of the drill, right? It's about trying to actually not just place the ball, but put it there with some power so then no keeper actually saves it during a matchday situation. This is why when I saw that, I was like, we're not scoring. But my observation isn't to do with the players itself. It's about the messages that's sent to the players, his staff and Graham Potter. They are encouraged when they do the bare minimum. And when a shot goes absolutely left, right, almost like you'd think it's been hit out for a 6 and we're playing cricket, nothing is said. No one bats an eye. There's no one going, "Oi, come on, what was that? No, better." There's nothing. It's silence. It's accepted. The culture at Chelsea right now is your failures are accepted and the bare minimum is praised. And that is exactly what we saw today on the pitch. The bare minimum is praised and it's accepted, and there's nothing from the touchline. There's no, "Oh, come on," or some of this, or something. There's nothing. I see this. I see a passenger. I see someone waiting for a bus. I see a supporter in the ground who's paid for his ticket, who's watching and bored. There's nothing. That's my problem. So I'm not even going for the players, because the players are not being corrected. The players are not being told to do anything. There's nothing. And this comes from the manager. I'm sorry. People are saying trust the process, right? Which I hate now because it's so cliche, because Arsenal ran with it for about 15 years, right? Anyway, what process? I need to see something that I can believe in and something that I want to back, even if it's not perfect. I understand. I'm not expecting perfection. But the fact that we are on our worst run for the last 10 years, we are on our worst run since 2012. We've not hit this sort of form. We've lost 3 games on the bounce in the Premier League for the first time since our 15-16 season. And look what happened there. We were in 16th. At this point, it's a good thing we're going to the World Cup and we get a break from all of this, because, I don't know, we need a break. The fact of the matter is, on top of that, I'm gonna blame Todd Bowley and the people at the top for one thing that they've done here. They've given Graham Potter a $12 million a year, 5-year contract. Of course, sometimes the manager's going to be like, I'm all right. If I get sacked tomorrow, I'm getting 60 million. Fantastic. Of course he's going to be cool with it. You know? There's not going to be that motivation of, I haven't got that long. I've got to make my mark now, because if not, I might not get a contract extension. I might not be, there's none of that. I don't see anything. No messaging, no body language, no nothing from the manager to the players. And you can just see it. This team right now, the way that we are playing, is in the image of what's been told to them by the manager. It's bland. It's flat. There's nothing. There's no system. These players are not this bad. I refuse to believe that all of these players are this bad. No. You can pinpoint the fact that, name me an 11. You watching right now, name me an 11 that's actually going to go and do a job. You won't get one. Why? Because whoever you pick, it's the same story. I've changed my lineups from time to time in my previews. It's the same story. Pick any player, it's the same story. Why? Because the system is dead. There is no system. There is no system. How can I trust a process when I don't see a system? I don't see a basic way of playing football. I don't see anything. There's nothing. We play backwards all the time. There's no one moving. There's no one being told to move. The fact that players are so static, right, especially in midfield and in the build-up, players are static. No one's moving. And I see nothing from the touchline. I see this. How do you want them to move? If they are under the impression that what they're doing is okay because they're not being told anything. If you've played football and you don't see any reaction from the manager, you would perceive that as, all right, he's happy. Cool. Well, let's just keep doing what we're doing. It's normal. That is how, if you've played football, you understand that, right? At any level. That is at any level. If it's an official game, an 11-a-side official, not some kickabout in the area, but with an actual team and an actual manager, you don't see a reaction from the touchline, it means everything's all right. I don't see anything from Graham Potter. There's nothing. There's no personality. There's nothing. There's nothing. I have nothing else to say except there's nothing. There's nothing. There's not one point that I can say as positive about what's being given to this squad. There's nothing. I can't trust a process like that, because if we decide to go on like this and keep going, we're going to end up 16th again. We're going to end up near the relegation battle again. I don't want that. There's a level you can't cross, right? There's talk about not missing top 4. Bloody hell, we're missing top 10 at this rate. That's my honest opinion on what I saw today, my experience away at Cobham and what I saw and what I observed, right? The mood, the way that they train, the atmosphere there, what they are encouraged on and what they are not corrected on absolutely reflects what we are seeing on a match day. It absolutely reflects. We got nothing going forward, absolutely nothing going forward. Defensively, yes, sometimes we get stuck in, but that can only last so long if you are not taking whatever you need to do up front. That can only last so long when you've got a team like Newcastle that actually have a system, that actually have players moving, that actually have chances, that are able to motivate each other, that have chemistry. We need to at least try and find an 11 to stick with in the first place based on a system that we decide to play. We've not even done that. So how do you want results? You're not going to get them. That's my honest opinion, guys. Right now, I'm looking to the gaffer. That's where I'm looking at. I'm waiting for something. Something. Give us something, Graham. Because right now, there's nothing. I'm not going to stick it on these players when they're not this bad. As I've said, all of them, the whole squad, it's impossible. You got Champions League winners in this team. I'm sorry, I'm not taking it as they are all rubbish and they all need to be binned. And to trust this process, we need to get rid of everybody and get a complete 11 of Graham Potter. Come on, no. It don't work like that. Not at this level. It don't work like that. For a manager to come in, you see things, you identify a way of playing, you notice that some players are actually behind this manager. Okay, cool. Which ones are not? Let's try and build around the ones that are. Let's try and build a spine based on the system that we want to play. Okay, now January window. Okay, let's try and make a couple of acquisitions. Let's try and flog a few. Summer, let's try and get another couple in. Let's try and flog a few. Boom. You should have a team that should be able to play the way you want to play. Right now, we don't even have, I can barely name 1 or 2 players that actually get to do something in this team in this way. I don't know. It can't fly. It can't fly. He's got no grip on this team. Zero grip, zero motivation, 0 ideas. Nothing. It seems nothing. This can't continue. That's my honest opinion. Let me know down below what you think. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. Bring on the World Cup. Bring on the World Cup. Chelsea are what, 9th now? In the league? 10? I don't even know. I'm not even going to check. I don't want to ruin my Saturday night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace.